Massive round of applause and a big groove-burst welcome to ARNIE, the Beta!
Yo. Ah! Get the noise off. All right, this piece is called Life Games and is about denying your growth as a human being. You know, staying in comfort for too long. It's called Life Games, and this is how it goes down. If you ever want to see complacency, come to my place and see a boy with a deniability. So much deniability, a deniability of being the main character of his own life. Man, I put myself in a box. I put myself in the box whilst watching the box. I was thinking of the box while stuck in the box. Looking back, I suffered to watch. Deny my own character, my own growth. But that's why I barely play PlayStation. Because in this life's occupation, I already play stations, but I wanted to press X to it all. I mean, my situation didn't seem like a far cry, but there was too many matters of taking the L too. Because every time I looked along the horizon, all I saw was the dying light. But I realized I spent too much time in comfort. Confided in a ruling mind, I was too disgruntled to ever envision myself as a main character. When you know you are one, but you are too. But life will always make you question your self-worth. But somehow I always circled around. But I had to try angles to get my way out of comfort. But when your mind is in a battlefield, everything feels like a mortal in combat. When life tests your might, you question friendships, and even taking a risk seems like a fatality. I mean, if life is like a game, why do I always feel like I'm in the wrong machine? I feel like Wreck-It Ralph with Wrecked It Ralph, saying who on earth wrecked it? Ralph. I mean, we all have the same 24 hours, but that only ever amounted to the 52/7s. But life shows there's no continuous screen. You can't press pause or restart again. But I was just sick and tired of seeing the same 10, 9, 8, 7s. You know, waking up to the 6 at hand, with the 5 fingers, doing everything I was foretold the last few days of the 2 eyes to the same one thing. But man, that sort of countdown could burn out anyone. I'm just glad I haven't seen that game over yet. But I remain hopeful, because I was in my own mind crafting, continuously overwatching and visualizing that visual lie. It gave me optimism for what this aura called. Of a created character, this man confessed into the final of his fantasy. But I guess I was a fantasy, that rock star who's all about that GTA. You know, guy taking action. But unfortunately, nothing virtual is ever virtue compared to what reality shows for you. And the fiber of your mind cannot process everything as it seems, but think Snake in Metal Gear, I've not got greatness within my genes. But the problem is I left my life uncharted for so long. I call it the longest intermission. But here's an intuition. When you have a true call of duty in life, you must maintain your active vision. But I lacked ambition, always seen life as a repetition. Until I was able to hit life goals like a sniper shot. As I tangled down, I was in the best position. You can call your life goals a win streak or a kill streak. All I know is when I climbed 3 altitudes in 24 hours last year, each and every wind peaked. But I've been keeping my boots on the ground. And I'm ready to console the one soul that's living life with no direction. When they try to level up their life game and move forward, but they keep holding back. When their whole life is a cautionary tale, and you have to look left and right before you move forward. I know that's whack. God willing, you have to deserve the worthiness to stay sublime. You have to square up to reality like Kratos. Because the soul within your ribcage deserves the worthiness to stay sublime. But am I lying? But I'm only trying to humanize. Because with your human eyes and my human lies, tell me if I'm telling the truth when the human lies. Part 1. gonna get political right here. I'm gonna speak my truth into existence, man. I mean, we can say screw the Tories all day, every day of the week, but our leadership is prevalent to how we run the nation, how we live in freedom. This piece is called Leader of the Lesser Evil. We don't get to choose our leaders in this lifetime. Why? I mean, my poetry can argue the case. I wish I can change my occupation so that I can open the eyes of the world to what's going on in this country. Leader of the lesser evil. This is where our poetry turns into journalism, because I only want to talk about the relevance. On August 26 last year, I witnessed the whole nation take a massive elegance. Leaders who believe in their own benevolence. But listen, how long are we going to be caned in this government system? Until we're able to realize with our real eyes, democracy diminished by the real lies? Let's get it together, people. Why does the leader of a nation have to be the choice of the lesser evil? I'm feeling deceived. When policymakers turn into fakers, when they say they'll drive a whole nation with all this motivation, and then they crash, make the U-turns. But the only difference in the making is that you burn when they make the proposition until they get into a proposition, but you have to pay for the admission, but suffer from the order you less emissions. But then you ask the question, you put the keys to the ignition. But that's why Master wanted the cynicism. But guess what? They sin the system. When the ministers administer the sinister poison and words infuse their mind. Just because your name is trust doesn't mean you're the one we confined in. Mistrust. How do I live? Trusting you're conservative, full of right-wing militias in your preservative. This misinformed, she's the former secretary. But any foreign topic is either fashionable and unnecessary. And Rishi, oh man, Rishi, making the economy washy. Former economist, you made me a pessimist because of your prejudice. Each and every pledge you diss, the poor, for giving the rich another band A, that's 100 grand. B, man, your betrayal's hard to inhale. C, man, you lead us in hell. And your idea to endear to the police by chilling at Morley's? Because of you, the price of chicken has gone up so sorely. But pardon my stereotypical lyrical residual, I'm just hoping eat out to help out's the reciprocal. But I could really feed the poor. But when you're the leader of the lesser evil and you're trying to reduce handouts, I guess the less is more. But I guess they got money for war, but they can't feed the poor. But listen, I was looking forward to part 2 of the voucher. But voucher, look at the price of inflation. But I guess any Eton heir or any of his relation, they'll be affected. Because man, these condom with the empathy. I mean, these government bodies using people as condoms, I guess I mean they're personally protected. Nah, man, I said voucher, Groupon. What, none of y'all got the message? This is how I penetrate. I'm looking for a leader of greater goods. I'm just trying to make this count. But why are we not disappointed? I mean, we should be rolling on London eyes. I've seen some of these former Shell employees becoming Shell leaders, leaving Shell cases for those they perceive as bottom feeders. But I suppose they only perceive us as bottom feeders for some leaders to bleed us dry. But that's why I feel like all these Eton heirs and royalties got me thinking we're not created equal. All these suited Johns and Tens thinking they're party legends for deceiving the ordinary people. John, legend, ordinary people, listen to the same wedding tune with a sheeple. But man, that had me arguing the DJ for playing the same mix. That's democracy injustice. Cause now how many times you shuffle the playlist, we always happen to listen to the same tricks. But man, that's why I feel like we need a leader like the Minister Farrakhan who doesn't fear the cons cause the rich leading the poor send it to the longest marathon. But I'm not looking for a lead, I'm not trying to get a blue buried. I'm just looking for a leader of greater goods. At least then the nation could be run as it should. I'm looking for someone that we could all carry, and that's what we can give it to us whole Mary. That's the fruition of thoughts. Thank you.